get ready to learn. We're about to
go.
get right now with Ricardo Bojorquez. We're going to show you guys why not wait. Right now is not the time to wait for those.
You know what? I want to mention something about that because they say it's a buyer's market. So who should be buying Raul right now?
Buyers.
Right? So this is crazy because sellers, when it's a seller's market, people are paying a ton of money when it's a seller's market. So when there's a buyer's market, nobody's buying. But when there's a seller's market, everybody's eager to pay more. Isn't that crazy? So you should buy now. Listen to Raul.
Yep, we're about to break it down right now. We're going to write it up. We're going to draw little pictures. Everybody can understand. No excuses.
Let's go. Let's go. Buy
right.
now, not tomorrow.
Hey, Juan, real quick question, because I'm about to break it down. Your interest can be written off, right?
Yes, we're not tax advisors. However, the interest that you pay on a property, there's a certain amount, I believe, you have. That's why you talk to your tax advisor. But the tax says the interest.
So, like, let's say you make $100,000 and you paid $30,000 in interest that year.
Mm-hmm. It's a good deduction. That's a pretty good chunk of change.
That means you're not making $100,000, right? You made
exactly. You make it less, so you pay less taxes. You keep more of your money, which is awesome. I was just talking to one of my clients who has a business, and then he says, you know what? I don't do my taxes and this and that. I said, dude, you're missing out because when you do your taxes, you have rental properties. Let's say you own your home and you want to buy another property. Now there's depreciation. There's 5 ways to make money when you do that. The first one is the interest that the tenant, because the tenant's making your payment, right?
Right.
That's deductible. The taxes, then also the insurance, then there's depreciation, and then the appreciation. So the property values go up, and as the property value goes up, that's your gain, and then the amount that you owe is less. So just exponential. This thing is pretty awesome. We're actually having a seminar on the 14th. You guys should join us. Raul will drop the information here. We're at the office 2403 North Pebble Creek Parkway in Goodyear, Arizona, Suite 101, Keller Williams. You guys should come over. There's going to be more information. There's going to be one of our clients who's an investor, has a regular job, 38-year-old guy, millionaire. So you can be, if he can do it,
yep,
so could you. So
learn from people who already lived it, already know it. Come out here. I-10 in Pebble Creek.
Exactly. There's 2 ways of learning, right? One is with experience, and the other one is people with experience. So isn't it better to learn from others that have done it before, Raul?
Yeah.
Instead of you trying to figure it out. I was just talking to an agent that she's new, and she feels lost. And I said, dude, I'm new still. I've been doing this for 15 years. The thing is that there's always people that know more than you do, and that's what we just came back from a conference in Miami. We always want to keep learning. We always want to keep hungry. And the only way to grow is to learn. There's actually a saying, is learn to earn. So the more you learn, the more you make.
Yo, I'm right here getting my doctorate in real estate at Grimaldo University, guys.
Awesome. Let's go.
All right, now we're going to head over to the studio. We're going to talk to Ricardo Bojorquez. Come visit us on the 14th. We're going to have a seminar right there down that hallway. We're going to have a seminar for first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers, third-time home buyers. Anybody who wants to build generational wealth, come out here. There's experience. There's beautiful, beautiful insight to be learned and had. All right. So right now we're going to talk with Ricardo Bojorquez, and the actual talk that we're going to have is specifically on the difference between waiting for next year. If you wait for one more year on purchasing a home right now. So if you wait for 1 year for a house that's worth $400,000 right now. Okay, we're looking at $400,000 purchase price, $400,000 today. But basically, if you buy a house right now, $400,000, you're gonna save yourself a ton of money as opposed to waiting 1 year. A lot of people want to wait a year. I don't know why.
So that's what you call the cost of waiting, right? Taking a measurement of what it is to buy today versus waiting a year, 2 years, and how much you end up losing in depreciation and interest to the mortgage. Let's see. We're gonna break down the numbers right now so everybody can take a look at what it means, again, for what it is, the cost of waiting, right? The pros and cons.
A $400,000 house, right?
Okay, so we're gonna do a 400K scenario.
I'm gonna go ahead and run into the inventory in Arizona at the moment. And the projection is, I don't know, whoever lives out here in the metropolitan area, there's going to be a lot of people. Right now, we used to say, 250 people are moving here a day. But now we're saying 370, 350.
The more, yeah. We've been seeing a lot of activity with a lot of people relocating from different states just because many others can be more expensive than what Arizona is in the cost of living. So therefore, we're seeing an increase in the amount of relocating buyers for us.
Yeah. So people are moving here because taxes are cheaper for your property. You're paying a third less than everywhere else. Jobs are prevalent. People are having job opportunities left and right coming out here.
Yeah. Lots of new companies moving in.
Crime rate lower.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get into, I really urge you to stick around and make this like zero distractions. Get your coffee right now, get what you gotta do. We're gonna really break down these numbers. We're gonna make it look exactly like perfect for you so you can see it detailed.
That's right.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
I got the expert here.
We're gonna break it down for you guys so you can see the truth and have you realize the importance of making a decision today, right? Not waiting for tomorrow, because the best time to buy it was yesterday. So let's try to take advantage of what can be done today, what you can expect, and again, we'll break down the cost of waiting, renting versus buying a home. We're gonna start out with the 400K.
All right, so what do we start with here, Ricardo?
So we're gonna start off with the scenario, which is the 400K, right?
Right.
So we're gonna start off with the average rent in Arizona, which is what, about $2,500? That's what we're seeing so far lately.
$2,500 your
That's
rent.
a monthly rent.
You're paying $2,500 average for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with the yard.
So times 12 for a whole year lease, total expense just to rent is $30,000. 1 year of renting, it's gonna cost you $30,000. Okay. Did you know rent payments are increasing at least by 6% year over year? So that means more than likely you wait a whole year, this is gonna increase even more, you know? So $150 more, so that would be $2,750.
$2,750. You waited a year for some reason. You didn't actually buy on that, 1 year wait period. Now you're gonna do 2 years. Now you're gonna pay $2,750.
$2,650.
Oh, $2,650. Wow. Okay, and then
So that's the rent, right? So that's the total expense, just rent.
this is rent. Everybody hates that word.
Talk about rent. What does rent mean to me? It means unsecure. It means expensive. It means you don't have no control about what you pay per month, right? We've had it so many times. People come into us, hey, my landlord just told me they're going to sell the property. They just told me they're going to increase my rental lease per month. And that's really unfortunate because that's not within your control, right? So not having control creates insecurity because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next month, right? And just talk about, again, the expense behind it, right?
Okay. That's why I used a red marker, because this is all going to cost you money if you wait 1 year, $30,000. Okay.
So, meaning let's do a comparison to buy at 400K with the 3% down.
Okay. Line down the middle, we're comparing. Your payment per month for a $400,000 house at the moment will be, I'm looking at the inventory, right? 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Arizona right now in the metropolitan area. For sale, active or coming soon. There's 9,440. 9,440 houses. Normally, there's supposed to be around 22,000 houses in the market in general. Right now, there's only 9,000. Of those homes, under 450.
Okay. So let's say you're gonna buy a home today at 400K. You put your 3% down at a 7.5% interest, which is what the market rate is going for just about right now.
Not to be afraid of the 7.5% interest.
That's right. Your payment per month, principal and interest, you're looking at $2,712
$2,712 per month
to own a home, right?
own a home.
Now, $2,712, so that's $32,544 for a whole year worth of payments.
plus 544. Let's put some taxes and insurance in there just so they can know that,
That's more of a payment. So let's say tax would be $150 for Maricopa.
All right.
Insurance another $100 and about $200 for mortgage insurance.
Okay, so that's the realistic number.
That's more than likely for a payment to be around $3,162, so about, let's say $3,200.
Okay, so you're paying $3,200 a month instead of $2,500 a month, and we're talking about a difference of
Between renting and buying, let's see,
$700.
$700.
Okay, a lot of people are like, where am I gonna get that $700? You're spending it right now at an In-N-Out. You're spending it at the clubs, at the bars. But in reality, if you say, give me $700 a month, and let's put it in a fund, let's put it in an investment fund, let's do something with it. What really can you make out of $700 extra a month? So we'll get into that a little later. So right now we're just concentrating on the payment versus rent.
So renting $30K per year as an expense, literally because you don't have no benefit to it, but you're just paying that per month, right? At least, you're gonna see a bit more of a payment for home ownership of $3,200. However, this is dropping down the loan amount, the mortgage amount, right? It's gonna create you to have equity in your home.
But remember, this person wants to buy a house. and they're waiting 1 year. So any market in Arizona right now, according to the inventory and the supply and demand, any market is gaining a 5% of appreciation. So your house is going up in value at least 5%. After COVID, it went up 30% for a lot of people. So your house went up 30%. That means $90,000 on a $300,000 house.
So let's say
a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money
in 1 year.
In 1 year. So what we look at is the typical time frame do you own a property, right? I would say the minimum, the bare minimum would be at least 5 years. So 5 years of you owning a property and you keep renting, this would be just a lot of money being paid.
Okay, so
times 5 if you end up renting the next 5 years, right?
If you keep it up for 5 years without calling us, yeah, you're gonna end up
This is expensive.
You're gonna buy this guy's house out of your own pocket. So to go back to the point, appreciation. So this house that you're waiting for in the future will cost you $420,000 in 1 year. So now you lost that $20,000 along with these $30,000 that you gave this other person. You waited a year. That means just right there, you're spending $50K.
You lost $50K.
Plus, right now there's under $450,000 price. There's only 2,637 houses. So that means within this year, if something happens to where all these people come into Arizona at the same time and they start buying and they start offering, they sell their house in California, they sell their house in Washington, wherever. They come out here, they're gonna buy these houses and they're gonna be all going for the same house because there's very little inventory.
So a lot of competition, huh? Supply and demand.
So on this house, you lost 30K, you lost 20 that you didn't gain on the appreciation, and you're most likely gonna have to come up with 10K out of pocket at least to compete with somebody, and 10K out of pocket for your own closing costs, which is something that you can gain right now from this type of market. We're in a buyer's market, so now the buyer has more negotiation than the seller. Right now, we're getting people to help us out with the closing costs,
right? As
opposed to a year from now, we don't know.
And keep in mind, again, this is supply and demand, right? So there's very little supply out there, very high demand. So right now is the best time where we can negotiate for you with those sellers because everybody knows it's a buyer's market. So take advantage. It's more negotiable right now to get those closing costs paid for you.
Where are we at? You paid $30,000 to the renter.
30.
You paid $20K because you didn't gain it. You're paying $10,000 out of pocket because everybody else is out there trying to buy it without asking for closing costs to the seller. And you're paying $10K plus out of pocket to go above and beyond the asking price.
To have your offer stand out, right?
Just so you can be, considered to be the actual buyer that gets picked for that house. I don't even want to add it up because you guys could be like, you're lying. But it's right here. $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 lost for waiting 1 year.
That's a lot of money.
And now, let's say you kept this house and you say, you know what, I'm buying it today, Raul. Call me right now and I'll get you in with Ricardo. We'll get an appointment. We'll get you set up. We'll figure out your situation. There's so many solutions right now to all the situations because there's just money out there. There's money out there for you. There's if you have the right credit score, if you have the right time in your job, things like that all help.
Yeah, exactly. So it all takes to get qualified to find out exactly where you stand, what could be done, and how much savings you can see at the end of the day for your transaction to become a homeowner.
So let's say you're like, okay, well, I was waiting. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? I want the interest rate to be lower, which by the way,
we don't know.
We don't know what's going to happen. But let's say it did get lower, right? It came down to, instead of 7.5, you waited a year, you bought this house, you spent this $70K, you lost this money, but you say, you know what? I'm going for it now. A year from now, you're going for it, and the interest rates are at 5%. Your payment, instead of paying $700 extra, your payment would be how much?
So keep in mind, it's going to be more expensive now, right?
Yeah, $420. You have to buy it at $420. So let me just add up, just right now. Just let me add up, just before you guys lose the train of thought here. $700 times 12. So you were afraid of paying $700 more than this $2,500, and you waited a year. $8,400. You saved yourself $8,400, but you lost $70.
That's a big difference. Guys, what are you guys waiting? It's more expensive to rent than to buy any time of the day. You're missing out on so much right now for a better negotiable closing costs for you, a better price. You're missing on appreciation. And keep in mind again, the way you pay for rent, it does not get you nowhere. There's no benefit to you. There's no tax break. There's nothing but, just paying rent for that property owner who's becoming wealthy out of your money. So why make them richer? We can make yourself rich, right?
And not to beat a dead horse, but when you own a house, house. You get to do a lot of things with the appreciation. You get tax write-offs. I'm not a tax professional. Don't take everything I say here literally, but basically all the interest that you pay per year get deducted off of your income.
Exactly. And not only that, but keep in mind, yeah, you do maybe slightly higher payment, but you owe that mortgage, right? So your payments decrease, but you owe at the end of the day, so it makes your equity be larger for your home that you own. And as time goes by, property value increases, you start owing less, and that's where you would benefit as a home buyer to have all that value gained on your property.
There's just too many pros versus the cons, guys. Don't think about it. Just like you have specific mechanic that you do not lose their number. Do not lose our number. Do not hesitate. Hit us up.
Call us now.
Send us a message. Whatever.
Let's look at those numbers. I know if you could be in that situation where you're renting, you know how it is. You know how it feels. So let's help you get to the right steps in home ownership. There's no losing on it. Get in contact with us. Let us help you out. Become a homeowner. Give us a tag. Give us a call. Give us a DM. Let's help you out.
This is a super educated mortgage lender coming from the big banks.
Coming from the big banks to a broker, so we can offer more solutions, more products to our clientele, which is the bottom line. Help as many people as possible. So we're here to help you out, answer any questions, concerns, whether it's the cost of waiting, just any questions concerning home ownership, the process of getting qualified, what does it take, what do we need, let us know.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining. Give us a call. 623-760-3502 is my phone number.
Ricardo Bojorquez, 602-579-7295. Give us a call. You got the best lender and you got the best agent that can help you out, save some money. Let's do it.
Messages. Send me messages. I'll hit you up. Later.